What's up guys, y'all, from TreeTanksDev. Welcome to a new video. Starting off this video with Canon EOS RP 35 f1.8 1080p 30 frames per second faithful color profile, exposure compensation plus 1/50 shutter speed. And we're going to start off with the test. I'm going to do less talking because this is going to be a pretty long video. ID tech is working. 35 f1.8 gives really nice bokeh. When I walk back, it's comes blur forward, slightly slow but still pretty impressive, I guess. Canon EOS RP, of course, cheapest full frame camera in the market. And with this 35 f1.8 lens, second cheapest RF lens there is also as well. But so far, if you shoot in this kind of settings, the same settings that I'm using, really nice picture. Don't you agree? Super nice picture quality, although it's only in a 1080p 30 frames per second. Let's get really close up. Look at that bokeh. Really nice, guys. Autofocusing, not the fastest, but very accurate. Okay, so yep, I think that would be a good gauge. So next up, we're going to do the Nikon Z6II with the Nikon Z24 f1.8s lens. And we'll see how it performs. Like I mentioned in the title of this YouTube video, all four cameras will be shooting at 1080p 30 frames per second, so it'll be like a 1080p kind of challenge just to cater to the Canon EOS RP. And audio on this, I'm using the Ceremonic Blink 500 Pro B2. So how does the audio quality sound? Swapping over to Nikon Z6II right now. Okay, so Nikon Z6II, Nikon Z24 f1.8s lens, 1080p 30 frames per second, flat color profile, 1/50 shutter speed at f1.8, and using autofocus area people. So ID tech is working very nicely. How does it look? Fastest autofocusing speed and sensitivity. Let's see how much bokeh we can get. Is it nice? I think the Canon looks nicer, has the nicer bokeh because, you know, it's a 35. This is an ultra wide 24 millimeters. How's the 1080p video? Honestly, I haven't tried the Nikon Z6II using the 1080p 30 frames per second. I always shoot at 4K 30. Is it good? And how's this new wireless lavalier that I'm using? I'm supposed to do a review on this. It's called the Catapho Star 200 T2 wireless lavalier. Claims to be the smallest and lightest wireless lavalier in the market. Looks exactly the same as the Rode Wireless Go 2, squarish shape. Yeah, but slightly smaller and lighter. Very nice, very fast. Champion Nikon Z6II, still my favorite camera of them all. So next up, Sony A7C, my latest camera, and I'm going to be using the Sony FE28mm f2 lens. Not a very expensive lens, it's pretty cheap but really lightweight to suit the Sony A7C. So autofocusing, I don't know if it'll be any good on the Sony A7C, so let's test it out right now. Alright, so Sony A7C with the Sony FE28 f2, shooting at f2, shutter speed 1/30 for some reason, exposure comp at plus 1.7 because I am shooting in S-Log3 S gamut. So how does it look? 1080p 30 frames per second. So Sony's, as usual, always have the best autofocusing. Really super fast. I got the sensitivity and tracking all the way up to maximum. It's just that this lens, although it's a native lens, might be a little bit slower. Is it any slow? Where nice bokeh, really nice bokeh. The 35 Canon still looks the best to me. Actually, it looks pretty good. Almost as good as the Canon RF35. So last up, of course, will be the Panasonic G9 using the Sigma 16 f1.4. And if you're wondering why all three full-frame cameras are using the native lenses but not the Panasonic, basically that's the issue that I want to talk about. Sigma lenses actually deproving on the Panasonic G9 from the firmware version 2.0 to 2.3, really good, and then the 2.4 suddenly became sort of rubbish. But how does it look? Move a little bit faster. Very nice. So super fast. This lens still super fast. So last camera, oh yeah, I'm using the Sony ECM-W2 BT wireless lavalier. How is the audio sound? So we're going to switch over to Panasonic G9 with the Sigma 16 f1.4. Okay, so Panasonic G9 last of all with the Sigma 16 f1.4. How does it look shooting in a HLG hybrid log gamma 1080p 30 frames per second? And yeah, is it fast? HLG, wow, suddenly seems to be really fast. I don't know whether it's the HLG or because I'm shooting in 1080p 30 frames per second. Like I mentioned, we're comparing the 1080p video on all four cameras besides the autofocusing. Can we get nice bokeh? Yep, not too bad. Pretty nice. It's not too bad. Let's get closer. Yep, pretty good. And for some reason, the autofocusing seems a lot better today. Strange. The last few attempts, it's really slow. Today seems a lot faster. Like I said, might be the HLG or because I didn't change anything. Still using a third-party Sigma f1.4. Maybe it needs some warming up. Is there such a thing? The lens needs to warm up. But this looks faster. How's the HLG? Of course, when you shoot HLG, same like if you're using the Sony's S-Log3, you need to bump up the exposure comp to +1 or 1.5. And for the audio, I'm using the Rode Wireless Go 1. So far, it looks pretty good. Only when you get really close up, then it's sort of slows down a little because this is not a macro lens. Yeah, suddenly looks fine, guys. So really strange. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. For really expensive, really good you know, video cameras in the market. Canon EOS RP, the cheapest of them all. Panasonic G9, second cheapest micro four thirds camera. Then we have the Sony A7C and the Nikon Z6II. So Yep guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your comments in the comment section to tell me what you think. From what I see off the camera, number one, Sony A7C would be the best. Second would be the Nikon Z6II. Third will be the Panasonic G9, and last of all will be the Canon EOS RP. This is what I think, so tell me if you agree. Hit the subscribe button, like button, and notifications button guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.